how do you deal with this? I'm wanting these stencil stars all over the back of this, but my stencil isn't big enough. What I tend to do is I then tend to decide, well, we'll take it off that bit and we'll just put it down on another orientation, although that's going to be very similar. That's different, so that it's a different orientation and a different bit of the stencil. The temptation is always just to move it straight over, but I quite like putting it in a different place altogether so that it less looks like it's been moved and it's a repeat pattern, unless it's meant to be a repeat pattern, of course, but this is meant to be more random. My name's Kirsten. This is where I art and craft. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm doing another bit of Christmas in the cottage, and I'm doing something slightly different this time. The decoration is just about done, really. What Ruby and Alistair were doing in decorating the cottage. So I'm actually doing another wee bit of the story. Well, it's a kind of different bit of the story altogether, really. Now, there was a sneaky peek at this file on the first day when I was showing you an alternative colour of the freebies that Tracie has on the members section of her website. Now, all you need to do is to be a member is to sign up for her emails, and Tracie doesn't bombard you with emails. She sends you one email a month that is fabulous, full of information and stuff, and then you just have a wee code to get into the members side of the site, and that's where this particular when she does freebies connected to actual kits, just a wee bit down there. When she does freebies connected to actual kits, that's where she tends to put them. So the other side of this is, and of course I need to, that was because I've just noticed it's kind of been affected by the moisture, but it should be okay once it dries out. And the inside, I just wanted a starry, and that will become, what I meant to do was put down some blue background first off. I'd already clearly done all the inking and everything. I meant to put down some blue background. I forgot. I've never tried inking over glacial paste. This might be the day I try, but it'll need to dry first of all. So I'm going to let that dry, go have my lunch, and then I'll be back and we'll do the rest of today's December daily. Now, while that's just finishing to dry off there, I've made these 3 wee tags, and again I'm trying to follow the story a bit, and these 3 wee tags, as this is the Alistair and Ruby's bedroom, and this is when Alistair gives her a cuddle because she's feeling all sad. And I'm just going to put some of this butcher's twine, which is all Christmassy coloured butcher's twine on here, and I think how I'm going to do it is I'm just going to put them through and then tie them. Oh, I've still got that other end of that. That wasn't smart, was it? There we go. I'm going to do it that way, which isn't a way we often do it in the crafting world, but it's quite nice to do that sometimes. I'm just going to untwist. My crafting comb's over the other side of the room, and I'm like that, shall I get up, go and get it? Really worthwhile having a crafting comb. That is a comb that you only use for crafting, in case you wondered. It is just an ordinary comb. Now what I thought I might do, because we're doing a star thing here, is I've got these star brands. Now I've got them in silver as well, but the silver ones are quite big. And I did wonder if the silver ones were going to be just too big. Although it is silver stars I've got behind there. Shall we see? Do you know what? I don't feel that is too big. I've not folded over the, let's put one with gold on and we'll see which we prefer. I want to make these roughly the same kind of size. Doesn't matter if they're not exact, just so they're roughly the same. So I want that to be, not to be roughly in the same place. And then roughly the same amount of, so they look like they're in the same family. Right, let's not worry about threading that at the moment. What do we think? The silver one or the gold one? I think the gold one kind of gets a bit lost. It'd be alright if it was just as a decoration on top of a tree or something. Should have dug those out when I was looking for, oh mind you, that wouldn't have worked because that was, they would then had to go through the back. Sorry, I'm prattling. I'm not going to be using this, I don't think. Well, certainly won't be using it at the moment, so I'm going to cut this out. And then I'm going to use, I think I want the 3/4 punch. That's the inch. Hoping the 3/4 is going to, I'm thinking the 1, 2, 3 baubles. I think they're going to take a bit of the roundabouts. I think it's going to have to be that size to cover. I don't think, let's just see, shall we? I don't think this size, although that will make a lovely bauble. I don't think that's going to cover the, see? So I think we're going to go for this one. So and then you see the string for the top of the tag also then becomes the string that's hanging the bauble up. I'm just going to shorten all these. Now I think I'd quite like a word on these tags. Your word doesn't necessarily need to be a Christmassy word, but it's quite nice if it is. This is just some Christmas words here. See, but when we think about what's, I think we might put Noel. Oh, why don't we put love, joy, peace? Let's put love, joy, peace. Interesting, peace is in a different font. But let's do love, joy, peace. And I keep wee bits of paper in here. What shall we use? Oh, I'm tempted to use this because that's quite nice. I think we might use that. And no, that's silly because actually that's not going to. That won't print very well, stamp very well, especially when it's a small word like that. You just need a bit of that, Kirsten. Oh, or I could use a bit of, oh, that's dots. I could use a bit of this actually, couldn't I? Shall we use a bit of this? Yeah, let's use a bit of this. And we'll get out good old faithful. That's to those of you who might be new. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you come back. Rhubarb stalk is one of my favourite colours. It's just such a lovely shade of red. Maybe stamp that. I've got a bit of this here. So I can see what I've got round about on my desk. Oh, I quite like that actually, but I don't want to put it out. I'm going to put a pocket across the bottom, which is why these stars don't go all the bottom across. So I maybe not want to put that on across the bottom. But I quite like that, so I'm going to cut a bit of that off. Right, now I need to make a pocket, and I thought I could use this for the pocket. I see it's a bit too samey, but not samey enough. I could use, oh, this might be nice. That's probably too deep though. I don't want a pocket that deep because they're not very big tags. I could use either that end, oh, I think we'll use that. Oh no, because I'm actually thinking of stamping something on here, so I probably am better using this one. So let's cut that off. Is that the right kind of mix? Do you want to? It's not very straight along there, so let's start. Let's just cut along here. Maybe I would be better just doing 3 separate pockets. So I want to stamp it first. Stamp it first, and then I cut it and put the 3 separate pockets in. And there you go. A Christmas tree. Plus, in brackets, chestnuts over open fire, divided by a bell, square root of the 12th of December and 12, plus eggnog equals Christmas and a star. Isn't that quite cool? Christmas equation. So let's now make this, cut this into the 4. It does mean that you're going to have the pockets. Okay, so that's those in their pockets. Now, I did a smudge there, so I need to sort that out. Also, that was, I wasn't thinking, was I? When I tied a knot and did the star, if I untie the knots, the star and star and the glue should actually keep them in. So I'm going to untie the knots. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you which colour the glacial paste was, didn't I? It's this one, which is something white. Glacial white. Winter white. Right, so I need to do something on here because we've got that. I don't think I'm going to do anything on the back. And I want to put something on the front, including something in here, because this is going to go in the file. This is another bit of information for the file. So I had this wee bit of fabric left, and it's a red snowflake, and I put clear Nuvo drops over part of it, like a star shape, and I could actually stick that over there. So I'm just going to cut this out. What else I need to do is I need to trim off these little bits of pockets that are poking out of where these corners have been rounded. I don't want to round the corners again in case because they're not going to be the same. There we go. I'm just going to ink in there though. Let's ink in that way as well. There we go. So we've got folder, hidden that bit, folder. Don't think I want to put anything on the back, but I do want to put something on the front, and it needs to be something about, what shall we put on the front? We could put something like this, believe in the miracle, because that's what, believe in the magic of Christmas. That's which should we do? Believe the magic or miracle? Believe in the miracle. Believe in the miracle's on a really good font for the front of that. And for those children who were desperate for their mother to come home, it was a case of that's what they needed to do. They needed to believe in the miracle. Right. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is that will go down there. And I think we might have, what should we have? Should we have one of these baubles? We used the red, we used the blue. We didn't see, I like that bauble there. We could use that. Let's use that blue bauble there. I'm tempted to use one of those, but they don't quite go with the paper. So I'm going to use, did I decide to use the gold one or the blue one? Gold one's a bit too big, isn't it? So the gold one would be okay if I put that side. Then the gold one would go, no. Let's put that side and put the blue one. Doing it again, aren't I? This is supposed to be a quick make, Kirsten. This needs to go on some paper. Something with a bit of heft this time. Okay, while that's setting, let's stamp this on. And again, I think we're going to use good old rhubarb stalk. So I've cut out this, and I'm now going to make a hole where the loop is, which is why I've put a bigger, and even still, it's still maybe a wee bit damp. And then I'm going to put this in here, but it will be okay. It will be okay. Right, and then we need C and 3 for the wee ones, don't we? So I always struggle to find the letters on these. There we go. There's C. So let's put this in here and just squash it down. Okay, so there we have our, why did I get that out? Oh, was it because I thought it was the crocodile I hadn't put away maybe? There's that, and that's going to go on here like that. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put some of this twine, whoops, in here. We've got Alistair's bedroom, we've got Ruby's bedroom, and we've got Alistair giving Ruby a hug to comfort her. Got that covering up that little boo-boo. And then this then, probably want to take it that way, don't I? I can wrap round. Oh, I don't think I do want to take it that way, do I? I'm just wondering now if what I want to do is I want a hole there in that to take it through. I think I do, don't I? So let's get my crocodile out again. Right, and I think we want to cover up that. We want a hole punch to cover that up with. I don't think I've got one that's gonna, I've got gold ones. Oh, I have got some silver. I don't want a silver. I want they want a kind of bronzy one. Oh, mind you, the silver one will kind of, if I want to do a silver one, makes it more like what it is, what's it like, this particular one's like the other side with the big collar. But if you end up with rough edges, even when you get a good one, a good punch like that, sometimes you end up with, you know, rough edges. So let's put both of these through this hole. Sorry. Come on. Go through. We go both of these through this hole. So that's hanging off. And then this can wind round, and it's less, because it's gone through the hole, it's not over the top of that. So let me think, how do we want to wind that round? We could just wind it round like, we don't want to cover up that, so we could just wind it round like that. That's probably enough, isn't it? There we go. So turn that over so that it's got rid of the thing, got rid of it, and I've now put this in the file for this week. This isn't part of the decorations. The decorations were stuck to the file, but files don't usually have things stuck to them as much as just things put in them. And so that was the decoration. This is something that's been put in it, and it's a little wallet. Believe in the miracle. And when Ruby and Alistair were sad, they had each other for comfort, and they went to bed believing, hoping that their mother would return for Christmas. One more Christmas at the cottage, and then we're moving to the library, and the files hopefully will start to make more sense. Part of me wishes it started in the library, but it didn't. It started Christmas at the cottage. I hope you found something here that gave you even the tiniest bit of joy. Thank you for coming along and joining my fun and my nonsense. If you're visiting because of December Daily, thank you for visiting. I hope you come back. But until next time, you take care. Keep crafting. Bye for now.